Gradually, the ebb tide set in. The steamboat was speeding toward Calcutta. It passed under the Howrah Bridge and came within sight of the botanical garden. The captain was asked to go a little farther down the river. The passengers were enchanted with the master's words, and most of them had no idea of time or of how far they had come. Keshab began to serve some puffed rice and grated coconut. The guests held these in the folds of their wearing cloths and presently started to eat. Everyone was joyful. The master noticed, however, that Keshab and Vijay rather shrank from each other, and he was anxious to reconcile them. Master to Keshab: Look here, there is Vijay. Your quarrel seems like the fight between Shiva and Rama. Shiva was Rama's guru. Though they fought with each other, yet they soon came to terms. But the grimaces of the ghosts, the followers of Shiva, and the gibberish of the monkeys, the followers of Rama, would not come to an end. Loud laughter. Such quarrels take place even among one's own kith and kin. Didn't Rama fight with his own sons, Lava and Kush? Again, you must have noticed how a mother and daughter living together and having the same spiritual end in view observe their religious fast separately on Tuesdays, each on her own account, as if the welfare of the mother were different from the welfare of the daughter. But what benefits the one benefits the other. In like manner, you have a religious society, and Vijay thinks he must have one too. Laughter. But I think all these are necessary. While Sri Krishna himself, God incarnate, played with the gopis at Vrindavan, troublemakers like Jatila and Kutila appeared on the scene. You may ask why. The answer is that the play does not develop without troublemakers. All laugh. There is no fun without Jatila and Kutila. Loud laughter. Ramanuja upheld the doctrine of qualified non-dualism, but his guru was a pure non-dualist. They disagreed with each other and refuted each other's arguments. That always happens. Still, to the teacher, the disciple is his own. All rejoiced in the master's company and his words. Master to Keshab: You don't look into people's natures before you make them your disciples, and so they break away from you. All men look alike, to be sure, but they have different natures. Some have an excess of sattva, others an excess of rajas, and still others an excess of tamas. You must have noticed that the cakes known as puli all look alike, but their contents are very different. Some contain condensed milk, some coconut kernel, and others mere boiled kalai pearls. All laugh. Do you know my attitude? As for myself, I eat, drink, and live happily. The rest, the Divine Mother knows. Indeed, there are 3 words that prick my flesh: Guru, Master, and Father. There is only one Guru, and that is Satchidananda. He alone is the teacher. My attitude toward God is that of a child toward its mother. One can get human gurus by the million. All want to be teachers. But who cares to be a disciple? It is extremely difficult to teach others. A man can teach only if God reveals himself to him and gives the command. Narada, Shukadev, and sages like them had such a command from God. And Shankara had it too. Unless you have a command from God, who will listen to your words? Don't you know how easily the people of Calcutta get excited? The milk in the kettle puffs up and boils as long as the fire burns underneath. Take away the fuel and all becomes quiet. The people of Calcutta love sensations. You may see them digging a well at a certain place. They say they want water. But if they strike a stone, they give up that place. They begin at another place. And there, perchance, they find sand. They give up the second place too. Next, they begin at a third. And so it goes. But it won't do if a man only imagines that he has God's command. God does reveal himself to man and speak. Only then may one receive his command. How forceful are the words of such a teacher! They can move mountains. But mere lectures? People will listen to them for a few days and then forget them. They will never act upon mere words. At Kamarpukur, there is a small lake called the Haldarpukur. Certain people used to befoul its banks every day. Others who came there in the morning to bathe would abuse the offenders loudly. But next morning, they would find the same thing. The nuisance didn't stop. All laugh. The villagers finally informed the authorities about it. A constable was sent, who put up a notice on the bank which read, "Commit no nuisance." This stopped the miscreants at once. All laugh. To teach others, one must have a badge of authority. Otherwise, teaching becomes a mockery. A man who is himself ignorant starts out to teach others, like the blind leading the blind. Instead of doing good, such teaching does harm. After the realization of God, one obtains an inner vision. Only then can one diagnose a person's spiritual malady and give instruction. Without the commission from God, a man becomes vain. He says to himself, I am teaching people. This vanity comes from ignorance. For only an ignorant person feels that he is the doer. A man verily becomes liberated in life if he feels God is the doer. He alone is doing everything. I am doing nothing. Man's sufferings and worries spring only from his persistent thought that he is the doer. You people speak of doing good to the world. Is the world such a small thing? And who are you, pray, to do good to the world? First realize God. See Him by means of spiritual discipline. If He imparts power, then you can do good to others. Otherwise not.